Some women can't admit their failings. They point their finger of blame at others. A green-eyed monster takes lethal revenge.
This is now taken to a new level. She's got a weapon in her hand.
A quest to give birth delivers death.
No one's caught her. She doesn't think anyone ever will.
And an unfit mom dispenses cruel injustice.
This was her revenge, and that was all that mattered.
These deadly women think they're the victims because they play the blame game.
Jealousy is a very powerful human emotion. Her jealousy took on a life of its own. She let the monster out.
Stop it!
And there was no putting it back.
Mooresville, North Carolina, 2006. Empty nesters, 54-year-old Marlene Johnson and her husband, Irvin, are living the American dream.
Marlene had it all.
Very nice house, nice neighborhood, very well-off family.
While Irvin, a chief financial officer, brings home the bacon, Marlene is the perfect corporate wife.
Oh, that would be egg with a little bit of chives.
Looking good was important to her. She did everything she could to enhance her appearance.
But now she's sensing competition.
I'm gonna get more wine.
The company's executive assistant, Shirley Pierce.
Shirley is a warm, charming Southern woman. As gracious, really, as a Southern glass of iced tea.
Shirley, I'm fine, thank you.
Come on, you deserve
Yeah,
a
have
pay
some-
rise.
Come on, it's a party, isn't it, sweetheart?
Marlene had a very jealous nature and seemed to assume the worst of people, especially other women.
Marlene started to get very jealous, suspicious, and possessive.
But 55-year-old Shirley only has eyes for one man, her boyfriend, Chuck Reeves. Marlene still sees her as a threat.
I still can't find Bath and Body.
Oh, I can never find Bath and Body.
Especially when her husband works late.
Marlene couldn't get it out of her head that Shirley was involved with Irvin.
Oh, I didn't realize you were working late too, Shirley.
We're all working late, Marlene.
Hi, Marlene.
You got a second?
Sure.
There was no evidence that showed that Shirley was having an affair with Irvin.
Well, it looks like you're having fun.
Working late ain't fun, Marlene. Okay?
I saw the way you were looking at her.
What? I don't have time for this.
This image in her mind begins to just snowball for her. She starts to believe that it's fact.
And this led to bitterness that grew in her heart and became more and more toxic as time went on.
The first sign of real trouble was at a charity event.
Fantastic effort raising all that money. Cheers.
Marlene and Shirley are there. Irvin's there. So then we come to the tipping point.
Right, thank you.
Marlene draws her line in the sand.
Shirley!
What Marlene did is called assault and battery.
You stay away from my husband, you whore! You hear me? Stay away!
It's not the first thing that comes to mind in upper middle class charity events. It just isn't done.
I know you two are sleeping together.
Marlene, stop! She is my colleague. She's with her boyfriend.
Liar!
Marlene still couldn't let go of her obsession with Shirley.
She believes the fantasies that are playing in her mind.
Shirley takes out a restraining order against Marlene. Irvin takes action of his own.
Do what you like, Marlene. I don't care anymore.
It's because of that office tart, isn't it?
You know, I worked hard for this family, for us, for you.
He moves out. Irvin takes himself out of that volatile situation.
Her husband's departure only fuels her suspicions.
Go on. Run off to Shirley.
Listen to yourself. You're out of your mind.
Despite all the evidence to the contrary, she believed that Shirley had ruined her marriage.
For Marlene, distraction is the next best option. Within months, she finds a new man.
Well, hello, gorgeous.
Hello, handsome.
Your favorite.
Thanks. I need it.
A toast first. Here's to our first anniversary.
Marlene and Tim met online, actually.
Shirley had a fiance, Marlene had a boyfriend.
She's moving on.
But appearances can be deceiving.
Marlene can't handle it. She can't handle her own demon.
Marlene's animal came out.
2 years after her marriage breaks down, Marlene Postel Johnson still can't move on. She remains convinced her ex is sleeping with his colleague, Shirley Pierce, and monitors his home in Mooresville, North Carolina.
Marlene's obsession was so profoundly out of control. She actually created a type of window she could pop in and out with Velcro.
Marlene has become a perpetual stalker. But it's not her husband she wants to catch. It's his office colleague.
Where is she?
Marlene!
I know she's been here.
Marlene, stop!
This is now taken to a new level. She's got a weapon in her hand.
Yeah, police. Give me the police.
Liar!
She is a perfect example of why jealousy is so toxic.
Irvin escapes and takes out a restraining order. Marlene turns back to her nemesis, or at least the character in her head she believes destroyed her marriage.
Marlene sat at a table across from where they were sitting.
Cheers to Friday.
Marlene was cunning. I believe that she was very calculating and very volatile.
Thank you. That woman is here.
We should go. I don't want any trouble.
No, don't go. Don't go.
If she wants to stare, let us stare.
All right.
She watched until they finished their lunch.
Then we can set everything.
She goes absolutely ballistic on Shirley.
Stop it! Get up her!
I know what you're being up to, you filthy tramp!
Marlene got on top of Shirley and started punching and kicking her. Acted like a raging animal.
There's more to come.
At that point, Shirley should have gotten out of town.
Years of harassment are wearing Shirley down as Marlene keeps haunting her.
It's hard for me to fathom how you could hate someone that much for so long.
Tuscarora yarn, just speaking with Shirley.
she had gotten a number of hang-up phone calls that she believed was Marlene.
Then, on the morning of July 23rd, 2013, the vendetta ends.
Shirley hadn't done anything. She's in her own home. This woman attacks her.
Marlene, no, no!
I cannot even imagine what Shirley was thinking, other than she was going to die.
Marlene just keeps slashing and slashing and slashing.
The fatal wound to the neck was so savage that the knife blade actually broke off and wasn't found until the autopsy.
She stages an attempted robbery.
Just hours later, Shirley's fiancé discovers her body. And with a trail of assault and harassment on the public record, Marlene will be the prime suspect. Another killer may have gone into hiding. Not this one.
Marlene became a suspect almost immediately.
At the crime scene, Marlene's DNA is found on blood-spattered paper towels. Just one day after Shirley's murder, Marlene is arrested.
It doesn't take Columbo to solve this. And there's only one suspect in this murder. And that's Marlene.
In 2018, Marlene Postel Johnson is found guilty of first-degree murder. She is sentenced to life with no chance of parole.
Jealousy can destroy a person. An obsession can take over your life.
It didn't matter that Shirley was not a rival. She let the monster out, and there was no putting it back. She was living in a fantasy world. She was a princess just waiting to be rescued by a man. It would be the last thing he ever did.
Mom, when can I have a baby?
Not for a long time.
Esti Carranza seems destined for one passion in life, motherhood.
There'll be plenty of time for that. First, you have to study real hard, get a career.
And her mother basically told her, oh, don't be so silly. You're a smart girl. You need to get your education.
20 years later, the little girl with maternal dreams does have a university education, but she's not using it. Instead, in 2005, she moves to Vienna, Austria, to open an ice cream parlor. And she still has a passion for children.
Hello, come on in. The rainbow one? What about chocolate? No? This one? Yeah?
The only kids in her life right now are her customers.
Come see me again soon.
Thank you, goodbye.
Okay, bye.
But she's planning to change that with her newly minted husband, 41-year-old Holger Holtz.
Esti and Holger were married only 2 to 3 weeks after they met.
There's so many kids. Wouldn't it be great if we had one of our own?
Soon, my love, soon.
She never stopped wanting to be a mother.
Anything that stood in the way of her goal was irrelevant.
Get back to it.
But with Holger, Esti has some competition. He's a devotee of Hare Krishna. And base human desires are less of a priority.
He was getting more and more into Hare Krishna. He was going to services and meetings every week.
The would-be mom pulls out all the stops.
She tried everything. She wore stiletto heels. She wore short, tight skirts, a push-up bra, anything to try to turn him on to get him down to business.
What's all this?
I thought we could spend the night in, just the two of us.
I have a meeting at the temple tonight.
You've always got a meeting. How will we ever start a family?
We will.
When?
Soon. I got to get changed.
He showed no interest whatsoever.
It dawned on Esti that perhaps she'd married the wrong guy.
An attractive woman in Vienna has little trouble finding a new mate. Soon, Esti starts an affair with refrigerator salesman Manfred Hinterberger.
Manfred convinced her that they could have the life that she wanted.
I missed you.
Oh my God, you look so gorgeous. How much longer do we have to sneak around like this?
Come on.
Esti dreamed of marrying Manfred after the divorce and starting a family.
While Esti and Holger head toward divorce, the estranged couple share the same roof until her new wedding.
So here are two people with all sorts of animosity towards each other, living in the same house.
But whatever tension the exes have, it should soon be relieved by Manfred's vows.
But that didn't go the way she wanted either. He left her.
Left her for another woman, moved out of town, and he was gone.
If Esti is expecting sympathy, she doesn't get it.
Looks like you're going to be lonely and childless.
He said the cruelest things possible, that she was never going to find a man to love her and have a family. She snapped.
She walked over to the table, picked up his Beretta .22 caliber pistol, held the gun about 4 to 8 inches from the back of his head, and fired twice. As he slumped forward over the computer board, she walked over to the side, pressed the muzzle right up against his temple, and shot again, just for good measure.
She blew his brains out.
Vienna, April 27th, 2008. 29-year-old Esti Carranza only ever wanted children. Instead, she has a deserted lover and a dead ex-husband. She thinks schnapps and a match can solve one problem.
She thought he'd completely disintegrate.
That was never going to get rid of the body.
Instead, the apartment fills with thick smoke and the smell of burnt flesh.
Essentially, it just went out, and he was singed and a little stinky.
She told inquiring neighbors that the bad odor was from her cooking fish.
Time for Plan B.
She went out and bought a chainsaw. And she came home and started cutting up his body. Now, this was a real mess.
She'd have to take frequent breaks because she would become so overwhelmed by the horror of it, the grotesqueness of the sight.
She cut him up into fairly neat pieces. And she put him in all these little garbage bags.
She disguises the remains as ice cream. And a passing stranger helps store the buckets at Esti's parlor.
Oh, let me get that for you.
Oh, really?
No, it's fine. Let me get it.
Thank you.
She really did have a way with men.
Just in the corner.
Okay.
Thanks. Thank you so much.
No problem. Have a nice day.
Esti adds cement to stop decomposition.
This worked pretty well. It stopped the majority of the smell. But every now and then, she would still get the whiff of decomp.
No one's caught her. She doesn't think anyone ever will. So she set out on her main objective, find another man to father a child.
And she doesn't need to look far.
Sorry, we're closed.
Manfred returned. And he begged her to take him in.
I made a mistake. I'm sorry, and I love you. And I'm ready to have a family now.
Really?
I promise.
She took him back. But the eternal bliss machine didn't last too long.
After a year, Esti grows impatient again.
She hadn't become pregnant yet, and having a baby was her main goal.
You sure you don't want one?
Don't touch me.
Oh, what's the matter with you?
You were flirting with that woman all night.
Just being friendly.
Yeah, you were real friendly.
Maybe I'll have a baby with her.
She was furious. She just couldn't trust him anymore.
She wanted to talk about it.
Hey.
And he said, no, you're ridiculous.
He fell soundly asleep. To compound that, he started to snore.
Esti's solution to a problem with a guy was that he die.
She pulled out the .22 caliber handgun and shot him 4 times in the head. That stopped the snoring.
By November 2010, Esti has quite the collection of ice cream buckets. Undetected, the would-be mom once again looks for father material. Until a plumbing problem invites repairmen into her parlor storeroom.
They went down there and they smelled something nasty.
These gentlemen looked at this and said, something's wrong here.
Don't touch it. Don't touch anything.
One of them turned over a pot, cracked it open, and got the surprise of his life.
And what he saw, much to his horror, was a human leg.
Esti figured out she was probably in quite a bit of trouble and took off.
She flees to Italy, one step ahead of the law.
Get off me!
But not for long.
Esti!
She was found 2 days later in Italy, shacked up with a street minstrel.
There will be one final twist. Heading for life in prison for 2 cold-blooded murders of men who couldn't give her children, Esti is given a medical exam.
Lo and behold, she was pregnant.
She is 2 months pregnant by a 4th man, who she started dating 1 month after killing Manfred. But in the end, her pregnancy doesn't deliver what she wanted.
Esti had her baby, but she was never allowed to raise it.
After Esti gives birth, the authorities take her baby son. Her parents are raising him in Spain.
What really stands out about Esti is the unbelievable disregard she had for human life.
In 2012, Esti Carranza pleads guilty to 2 counts of murder. She is sentenced to life in a maximum security psychiatric prison.
Esti is exactly where she needs to be, away from all the other men in the world. The closest she came to showing any remorse was to say, I handle stress different than anyone else. Actually, a lot of people have problems with stress, and they don't commit mass murder.
Bar City, Vermont, 2015. Things are looking up for single mom Jody Herring
Oh, wow. How's the family portrait going?
and her 9-year-old daughter.
Sweetie, I'm so very lucky to have you.
Jody is a very devoted mother.
I'm just gonna put this over here.
A string of bad relationships seems to have come to an end.
She would gravitate towards guys that she knew were wrong for her, but that she would stick with anyway. It just seemed to be a running theme.
But now Jody's found Mr. Right, sports shooter Henry Premont.
You'd be such a good shot.
Yeah, you'd better not get on my wrong side.
Henry would take Jody shooting, and he said that she was an amazing shot. She was a natural.
I should get you your own.
Yeah, heck yeah. Thanks, babe. You want a beer?
At this hour.
It's never too early for a drink.
You're a ton of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Her new boyfriend invited her to move in.
All right, whose goes at yours?
Go.
Go. Roll away.
Best of all, her daughter loves him too.
Right, my turn. Whoa.
But someone else moves in. Jody's good friend, the bottle.
I need to top up.
Jody used alcohol and opiates to make herself feel better. She suffered from depression and severe anxiety.
Come on, babe. Dance with me.
Let's go to bed. Come on. I think you've had enough.
Jody's addictions have already cost her dearly.
She already had 2 children taken away, and there was a possibility of having a 3rd taken away. The state didn't feel that she was capable of taking care of these children.
Hey, hon, let me get you back to bed.
Court systems don't take children away from their mothers unless there is a very, very compelling reason. In Jody's case, there was.
She's such a little treasure, isn't she?
Jody's elderly aunt, Julie Ann Falzerano, and cousins, Regina and Rhonda, are there to pick up the pieces.
Have something to eat, huh?
Stop worrying about me.
I can take care of my daughter, all right? You know, I do worry about you. Both of you.
The family knows the cause of Jody's anxiety.
When Jody was only 5 years old, her father committed suicide, and this devastated her.
She was very outgoing, just a typical rambunctious kid. And then after her father died, she just kind of shut down.
I can take care of my daughter, all right?
Well, I know that, huh? But it doesn't stop me worrying about you, and you know what I mean?
I'm just gonna go. Sweetie, come in. We're going.
She can always stay here if it makes
No!
Jody's two cousins and aunt were very supportive of her, but they were also very concerned for her 9-year-old daughter because Jody just wasn't able to come through.
Jody. Jody,
Hey, babe.
we need to talk.
Before long, Henry realizes what Jody's family already knows.
Hey, hon, go get your bag ready for school.
Her drinking got so bad to the point that he essentially just kicked her out and said, I can't deal with you like this anymore.
Had it, Jody. Can't do this anymore. Let it go.
Jody couldn't hold a job, she couldn't hold a man, and she couldn't hold her kids.
You need help. More than I can give you.
Damn you!
Sorry.
Her life was a mess.
Alone with her daughter again, Jody checks out.
Jody tried to commit suicide by overdosing on medication.
Hi, it's Rhonda Herring. I'd like to request a welfare check.
Jody knows that she needs help, but she just doesn't trust the people looking to give her help.
Hi, sweetie. Is your mom home? Yeah, she's sleeping. Do you want to show me where she is?
The paramedics ended up finding her essentially passed out in a room full of candles and pill bottles.
Miss Herring, can you hear me?
For authorities, it's the last straw. Jody loses her third child. Social worker Laura Sobel is assigned the case.
Beautiful day out there, isn't it? Come on, take a seat.
Laura was very kind and compassionate. That's why she was in that business.
That's one of my girls.
She tried to be a support for her. She was talking about how, I'm here for you, we're gonna get you through this.
Okay, so how have you been?
How do you think I've been? You took my child from me.
Jody, we really need to get you back on your feet.
Give me my daughter back!
Jody really telegraphed her anger. She certainly let Laura Sobel know that she was not happy.
Okay, it's not helping.
There was going to be an Armageddon, and people would pay.
Bar City, Vermont, 2015. 40-year-old Jody Herring can't accept the loss of her 9-year-old daughter to Children's Services.
She lost custody of her child, the last positive thing in her life. To have that taken away, she had nothing. She really had nothing else in life.
Pick up, pick up.
Her aunts and her cousins are the ones that notified emergency services, but Jody wasn't thankful they saved her life. She was angry at them.
Hi, you've reached Rhonda, Regina, and Julianne. Please leave a message and we'll call you right back.
You're all traitors, all of you!
She believed they triggered the DCF investigation into her daughter.
I'm gonna make you regret this!
Jody, please, we care about...
On the morning of August 7th, 2015, Jody sneaks into her ex's place.
And she stole one of his hunting rifles, a Remington 700 .280 hunting rifle. This is a devastating weapon. It destroys everything in its path.
Considering Jody's background of violent outbursts, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, never in a million years should she be near a firearm.
Rhonda! Regina! Julianne! We need to talk!
It is meant for hunting deer, elk, moose.
Jody! Jody, no! No, put the gun down! No!
A high-velocity round to a human body causes massive destruction, and there's virtually no way to survive it.
Regina, where are you?
I can't imagine the fear they must have felt knowing their life was about to be ended by the crazy, angry cousin Jody.
Regina hears the large gunshot blast. Then she hears the footsteps on the stairs.
Jody, no, please, please, no, no.
And she shoots her twice in the torso.
Aunt Julianne lies helpless in her sickbed.
Jody, no, no!
This is for taking my kids away!
No, Jody, please. Jody, please!
She got her right in the chest.
She was on a manic high.
She's actually giddy because she's finally gotten some satisfaction.
But taking 3 lives isn't enough. Laura Sobel has just finished work at her Bar City office.
Laura was on the phone with her 9-year-old at the time, and her child was asking her, when are you gonna come home?
When Laura looked up and saw Jody pointing a high-powered rifle at her, she must have been terrified, particularly since she was talking to her own daughter.
You ruined my life! Jody, you deserve this!
For the rest of that little girl's life, she has to deal with the fact that she heard her mother being murdered.
Jody walks up and fires one more time.
You had it coming.
By the time Jody put down the gun, she was spent. She wasn't angry anymore. She didn't try to run away. Her job was done.
She was laughing with police. She was joking around. Almost seemed like it was a relief for her to finally do what she was trying to do.
In 2017, Jody Herring pleads guilty to 1 count of first-degree murder and 3 counts of second-degree murder. Her punishment, life behind bars, no chance of parole.
She had no remorse. She got what she wanted. In her deranged state, this was her revenge, and that was all that mattered.
Jody's troubled life may have started with her father's suicide, but many people tried to help her. Instead of thanking them, Jody blamed them and repaid their kindness with murder.
Jody has never taken responsibility for what she did. The closest she came to showing any remorse was to say, I wish I could take back that day, but I can't. I handle stress different than anyone else. Actually, a lot of people have problems with stress and depression, and they don't commit mass murder.
These deadly women found fault in the wrong people. Marlene Johnson's jealousy claimed an innocent life. Esti Carranza wanted a baby more than her men. And Jody Herring's revenge stole 4 innocent lives. All 3 couldn't admit their own mistakes. Instead, they played the blame game.